This man from Flagstaff, Arizona lost his life by the man his wife was cheating with on her job. The wife and the man she was cheating with on her job both wanted her husband deceased so they can collect his insurance policy money. Let me explain. The wife and the husband was married for 9 years with 2 beautiful children. They met in college. They fell in love at first sight. The husband was a running back on the football team in college and the wife was a cheerleader. 5 years after they graduated from college, they continued to date until they settled in their careers, until one day the boyfriend surprised the girlfriend and took her to a very nice restaurant and he proposed to her and they end up getting married. 4 years into their marriage, they had 2 beautiful little girls. Everything was going perfect into their marriage until one night in December, the husband was traveling home from work and he had an accident. A semi-truck lost control in the snow and crashed into the husband. His car flipped. That accident left the husband paralyzed. When the husband became paralyzed, it became very hard on the wife. She had to help the husband do everything. Take a bath, in and out the wheelchair, you name it, she had to help the husband. The children would try and help sometime, but they can only do so much because they was little kids. So with the husband being paralyzed, it put a strain on their relationship. The wife felt like she had to do everything, including taking care of the kids. Sometimes family would come over and try and help, but the wife was still very tired when she had to deal with the kids and help the husband on a daily basis. But one night at 2 o'clock in the morning, this family lives would change forever when someone broke into their house wearing all black. The house camera showed this man coming through the back door with a black ski mask, and he started looking in all the rooms. He looked in the children's room and didn't touch the children. He found the wife in the husband's room, and he opened fire and unalived the husband. The husband was shot 2 times in the back. The wife and the children were screaming and crying. They called law enforcement. When law enforcement came out, they did their investigation. When detectives came out, they was very suspicious. No one touched the children and no one touched the wife, and it was no forced entry through the back door. So law enforcement ended up taking the wife and the husband phone that was deceased. When they went through the wife phone, they realized the wife was having an affair with the unknown man. The wife would tell this unknown man she loved him on a daily basis, but she would never talk to this man when she at home with her husband. So the cops end up bringing the wife in to question her about the text messages and the phone calls. They wanted to know who was this unknown person she was telling she loved. They wanted to know who that person was. They wanted to question that person. The detectives then asked the wife, did she have anything to do with her husband being shot? The wife started crying and said no, she loved her husband to death. But when the detectives asked her, was she having an affair? She started crying and she said yes. She regret her decision. She said she was having an affair with her coworker since her husband became paralyzed. She said he couldn't please her in the bedroom anymore. The wife told detectives she was very lonely and she needed someone to talk to, and her coworker was always there for her. And she said that's how it started. She said she was very apologetic and she regret her decision. But she assured detectives she didn't have nothing to do with her husband being shot. The wife gave the detectives the name of her coworker she was having an affair with. They brought him in for questioning. When detectives brought her coworker in, they asked him, was he having an affair with her? He said yes. Detectives asked him how long was it going on? He said almost a year. Detectives then told him they already talked to the wife. She told them everything. They're going to give him one chance to tell the truth. That's it. Her coworker then started crying and he asked law enforcement for a cigarette and a water. Her coworker told detectives he made the biggest mistake of his life. He said she wanted her husband deceased because he was a burden to the family. He also told detectives the wife promised him some of the insurance policy money if he took her husband's life. The wife also promised the coworker she would marry him and give him a child when things cooled down. The wife also told the coworker she would buy a brand new house for them to live in if he took her husband's life with the insurance policy money. Detectives asked him why didn't he come to law enforcement? Why did he do it? He said he loved her. When detectives started their investigation, it was no forced entry in the house. It was because she left the back door open. She gave him instructions on where to come and when to come in the house so he can execute her husband. She even told him her husband was going to be sleeping on the left side of the bed and she was going to be sleeping on the right side of the bed. The wife and the coworker was both charged with taking her husband's life. They was both sent to prison.